I just got in the Moderoid Shin Dragon model kit, and I'm going to talk about it. First things first, uh, the design. Now, before I get into the design, I have to say something, and that's about the Moderoid Shin. Now, this design is is 100% based off of the Ryobot Shin design. Like it's practically identical. It's just that this one's made out of metal and costs hundreds of dollars. Just, minor stuff. So, when I heard that Motoroid is going to make a model kit of Shin Dragon, I think it would have been obvious if they lifted the design from Ryobot as well. Like, you can clearly see that this is in the same design scheme as the Shin we previously looked at. Like, has similar looking legs, arms. It's like it looks very much in the same family. However, this is not the Ryobot design. Moderoid, for some reason, went with an entirely new design for Shin Dragon rather than using the Ryobot design, which makes me wonder that if there was like some kind of license that they had to pay for that Shin design or something. And I'm gonna be honest, I prefer the design of of the Railbot figure more than the Motoroid one because these things are more flared out. His pompadour spike is more pointed forward. Uh, I don't know. He just looks nicer. His thighs aren't as bulky, etc. Oh, his arm blades are massive, like they should be, because Shin Dragon has like these massive jagged arm blades. Whereas with this one, his mouth plate spikes are more pointed upwards, and his head crest pompadour looking thing is more pointed upwards, and his thighs are thicker. But the things I do like on this one are the shoulder pads because they're properly big. Like he looks beefy, and I do like that. I do think his feet are a little long though. Kind of look like clown shoes. I would have much preferred these. Other criticisms are his tomahawk doesn't look as big as it should be, and he only gets the one. Whereas this one is much bigger and much more stylized. And you get two. On the plus side with this kit, you do get. Oh crap, what are they called? I don't remember. But on the Railbot one, which is like $390, yeah, I know. These arm parts are like a pre-order bonus, meaning that if you bought it now, you probably wouldn't get those parts. So if you want all three forms of Shin Dragon, the kit has them. But on to Shin Dragon itself. Like most of the Get machines, it has three interchangeable forms from three separate vehicles, but this one, I don't think we ever see it. We've never seen the vehicles for it, and I don't think it has them actually, because it doesn't have like Getter 1, Getter 2, or Getter 3. It's just this form, but with different attachments. Like this is the first form. This is the second form, and that's the third form. Like, it doesn't need to open Get anymore to become Getter 2 or 3. It just switches its weaponry, which is kind of neat. Like it evolves. Honestly, I'm just glad we got a figure of this thing, even if they are stupid expensive or a model kit. Because if you don't know, Shin Dragon, this design anyway, was debuted in Getter Robo Daikessen, which is kind of like this Super Robot Wars Getter Robo game. where it's only Getter Robo shit instead of like the other mecha genre stuff. It's very old because it was for PS1, but it was like a battle simulator kind of thing. But yeah, that's where this design is from. However, Shin Getter Dragon is one of the very few Getter designs to have multiple different designs entirely. Like here's Shin Getter Dragon's form in Getter Robo Armageddon with Shin Getter writing on the actual dragon head. This is actually a callback to Uzala, or Uzara, whatever its name is, from Getter Robo G. Now, we never get to see Shin Getter Dragon in the manga because we just don't. But we see it in the process of evolving back there. Here it is again. The last time we see it in the manga is actually at the very final page of the entire Getter Robo saga, where it's about to show up. However, I don't know if this is its final design, or if this is just like the design like being shrouded in mystery or whatever, because it's still rising, or even if it's complete, I have no idea, because it just ends. But in the Getter Robo Arc anime, we see one of Ken Ishikawa's older unused designs brought to life, which I think this is the intended design. Come on, load. Because we see stuff like it in other Getter Robo pages and media. So I think that this is safe to say that this is canon. Because we see it in Shin Getter Robo as like a vision to Ryoma. And people have speculated whether this is like Getter Emperor. I think it's Shin Getter Dragon because of the head. That we've already gotten several looks at Getter Emperor. He looks nothing like this. Where things start to get a little confusing is in the anime New Getter Robo. We see, honestly, I don't even know what it is. They don't call it Getter Emperor. They don't call it Shin Getter Dragon. They don't even call it Getter Saint Dragon. But it has the same design as Shin Getter Dragon, just with arms. Like, you can see its upper body and stuff. Like, it looks very similar. But we never get to see a full body shot of it either. Oh, here's the original sketch that Ken Ishikawa did for Shin Getter Dragon. This was originally for Getter Robo Armageddon, the anime. But I don't know, I guess they nixed this idea or something. Getter Robo Armageddon had a lot of developmental problems with it, and I don't know. I can't. That's for another video. But this is like one of the designs that Ken Ishikawa came up with. But yeah, that's my video on the Moderoid Shin Getter Dragon. And honestly, I'm happy we got this. In the year 2024, who'd have thunk that we'd ever get a physical representation or a figure of Shin Getter Dragon from the Daikessen video game? I think that's pretty awesome. And honestly, Moderoid is just killing it with their kits lately. Like, they're making a kit of Mazinger from Mazen Saga. This is so obscure that I'm happy that it exists. Mazen Saga is, for lack of a better explanation, because I actually haven't read it yet because it's unfinished, but it's kind of like a prototype Shin Mazinger Zero manga. And instead of a giant robot, this is like a suit of armor, and Devilman's in it for some reason. Go Nagai nonsense. It's pure Go Nagai nonsense, and I love it for that.